Hello, BookTube. I come to you on yet another bleak and barren Sunday. No books in the mail for Steve. No thump, thump, thump at the door. And as usual, I'm consoling myself with a book tag. This is the National Poetry Month book tag, which I saw first at Acacia's channel, self-named Acacia, and I think she said that it originated at Grace Libby. And it's just a few questions. I thought we'd get right into them. Question number one: do you read poetry? I do indeed. I read a great deal of it, and I always have. On any short list of my favorite authors of all time, half or more would be poets. Question number two: who is your favorite poet? Well, this is a cruel question. There are so many, but if I had to pick just one, it would be the Roman poet Ovid. Question number three: what is your favorite book of poetry? Ditto. There are so many great books of poetry. There's the Oxford Book of English Verse. There's Chaucer's Canterbury Tales. But again, if I had to settle on one, it would be the Metamorphoses, Ovid's Metamorphoses, which I'll do a whole video on Roman poetry at some point here. Question number four: is there a specific kind of poetry you like? I like epic poetry and narrative poetry, which means there's plenty of great stuff from the past for me to read, but precious little in the present, which can be a little difficult. Question number five: do you write poetry? I do indeed. In fact, I've written a poem specifically on the occasion of today. Monday to Saturday, without a fail, comes an avalanche of books in the mail. But such bounties are vain to seek on any given Sunday, barren and bleak. Question number six: will you be participating in Poetry in My Pocket, which is an event on April 21st where you print out some poems that you like and carry them around with you, read them in public, hand them to people? And I will not be participating in that because there is no device currently known to technology that can print out words from a computer more than once. Science has developed a machine. It costs $900. It's called a Print It Oncer. You buy it, you have high hopes, you install it, you take 4 days trying to get it to talk to your computer. Finally, you succeed. Then you print out something, and you're really happy, and then it breaks, and forever afterwards, whenever it comes up with anybody at your job, with your friends, at parties, you always say, I have a printer, but it really doesn't work. So I have a Print It Oncer. I haven't used it yet. It's still in the box with the bubble wrapping because it's got to be something really important. Printing out a poem won't do it, because then I'm stuck with a $900 paperweight. Question number seven: why do you think poetry is important? Well, it's an art form that can be done brilliantly, so that makes it important just inherently. But I also like how whittled it is. How usually with poetry there's a lot less of the padding, even unintentional padding, that a lot of other kinds of writing come with. Or even kinds of art, like painting. Question number eight: have you ever attended a poetry reading? Never voluntarily. They're not about poetry. And question number nine is: who do you tag? I tag. I'll leave all the links again. I tag Spanmade. I tag the Poptimist because I don't think I've ever heard him talk about poetry. And I tag Home with My Bookshelf because she's actually read poetry in a foreign language on her channel. That's just fascinating. I'd like to hear more. And that's it. That's the National Poetry Month tag to alleviate my misery. Thank you, BookTube.